Okay now folks, there was no Patliputra. The name is Chaperatar Maghagachi folks. There was no Patliputra. And as proof of Patliputra, there should be signs of Greek invasion on the northern banks of the Ganges. And as proof of Patliputra, there should be Ashoka's hell and Ashoka's first Buddha relic stupa. And proof of Patliputra, there should be Ashoka's palace with his palace name. Folks, to understand all this, follow this video and see it till the end. You will see all the Buddhist sites available in Patliputra. Now folks, I have shown you where, the actual name. There was no place called Patliputra, it was Chaperatar Maghagachi. Chaperatar Maghagachi. Anyway, south of Chaperatar Maghagachi was the old palace. Which Zhang calls Kusumo Polo. Kusumo Polo. That is Kanhaipur. Kusumo Polo, because it was a palace of flowers. Now Kanhail is a yellow flower which is in abundance in this area. So Kanhaipur is Kusumo Lokia. So that is the palace of the Nanda kings. Which Chandragupta Maurya, Ashoka's ancestor, overtook. Now, to prove that Lokia was the old palace in which Ashoka first lived, in which his ancestors also lived, but he shifted to his new one. Folks, Kanhaipur, proof of that is the ancient Greeks. The ancient Greeks speak of Patlibothra, Balibothra or something like that. These all mispronounced names. Now the Greeks have two names, Balibothra or Balibothri. Now that is Chaperatar Maghagachi Balibothri. Chaperatar Maghagachi Balibothri. So south of that is Kanhaipur, that is Kanhail flowers. So now Megasthenes and all and the other Greeks tell the tale that Alexander the Great, he came with the desire to overtake Magat. He reached with his army till the banks of the Ganges. And when he saw the Magadhan army on the other side, they funked out. They literally funked out at the sight of the elephants and of the vast army, the Magad army. And from there they returned. So now, if Kanhaipur is the original, Magadhan palace, that means opposite the Ganges from Kanhaipur, you should have some traces of Alexander the Great. That is final proof that Chaperatar Maghagachi is the Balibothra, and Kanhaipur is Ashoka's ancestors' palace. Now opposite the Ganges from Kanhaipur is Bhagwanpur Sikander. Sikander was the Indian name of Alexander the Great. Bhagwanpur Sikander. Sikander was the Indian name of Alexander the Great, folks. There is proof that Kanhaipur is the palace of the capital city of Patliputra or Balibothra or Balibothri according to the Greeks. That is Chaperatar Maghagachi. So folks, check out the satellite picture. First check out what Zhang has to say about The old palace, that is Kanhaipur, what he mispronounces as Kusumopolo. And what do you call it? After that, you will see the what do you call it, satellite, Google satellite pictures of where Kanhaipur is, with Alexander's traces on the opposite side of the Ganges. And then what do you call it, you can see photos and videos of Kanhaipur, which is the old palace, folks. So let's see what Zhang Zhang has to say. Now let's see what the Zhang Zhang has to say. This contains the first part of the account of the country of Magadh. Let's scroll down here. To the south of the river Ganges, there is an old city about 70 li round. Although it has been deserted, its foundation walls still survive. Formerly, when men lives were incalculably long, it was called Kusumopura. Kusumopulo, so called because the palace of the king had many flowers. Afterwards, when men's age reached several thousands of years, then its name was changed to Pataliputra, Pochali Suching. Now, Pochali Suching, they have translated it as Patliputra. No, there was no place called Patliputra. Pochali Suching is Chaperatar Maghagachi. Now, what do you call it? Let's see where your Kusumopulo is south of the Ganges. Folks, I have shown you all the places here. What do you call it? Your Pachmala. See, here is Chintamanchak, that is Ashoka's first Sangrama, Moldiar Tola, Ashoka's relic stupa, and then your second Chintamanchak, the second first Sangrama, and Lemoabad, the second Ashokan relic stupa. So this is the Patliputra side. This is Chapera third, and Meghagachi is missing. These are twin villages, Chapera third, Meghagachi. Folks, that is your Pochali Suching, Gachi Ching, Pochali Suching. So this is thing. Now south of this is Kusumopulo. This is your Gowasekhpura. Gowasekhpura is Kusumopulo, and up here is Kanhaipur. Kanhail is a flower. Kanhail is a flower you get in this area, yellow colored flower. So here Kusumopura is your Gowasekhpura. See, I will break up the word for you. Here, Kusumopulo, Gowasekhpura. Kususas Moshek Pupulora. Gowasekhpura Kusumopulo. Sasu Moshek Pupulora. So basically, generally Chinese to R they say L. So this is your Kusumopulo Gowasekhpura. And folks, that Kanhaipur is the Sangrama in charge of this, and it has the name of the flower, Kanhail flower. Now basically, to prove that this is what do you call it, Patliputra, see, and it is Chandragupta Maurya's palace area. See, he had a what do you call it, Chandragupta Maurya. Before him, the Nanda kings had a war with Alexander the Great. When the Nanda kings were the kings of this place, they had a not a war with Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great attacked him, wanted to attack him, but when he saw he came to the Ganges, but when he saw his army this side, he funked out. I mean, he got scared. His army got scared and returned. See, let's see the what is written about this. See, Ganga Ride.
Now Ganga Ride, see they are the historians sitting in big cities. A number of modern scholars locate Ganga Ride in the Ganges delta of Bengal region. Although alternative theories also exist, Ganga or Ganges, the capital of Ganga Ride, has been identified with several sites of the region, including Chandragupta and Wadi Bateshwar. See, this is all rubbish, total rubbish. See, Ganga Ride. Now, basically, let's enlarge this. Now you will get, see, Diara Pandarak, and then you will get more Dieras. See, what the rule is, see, Simaria Diara, Diara is your Ride, Pandarak Diara. The riverbed is called Diara, the riverbed area is called Diara and the river is called Ganga. So basically put together it is Ganga Diara, which the Greeks have mispronounced as Ganga Ride, and the Indian historians also are not managing to catch it. Like, see, I will show you, break up the word here. What do you call it? Ganga Ride, and Ganga Diara. Ride and Diara, you can see the similarity. So basically the bed of the river is called Diara, and what do you call it? The bed of the river is called Diara. See, Diara Pandarak, and the river is called Ganga, Diara. So that is your Ganga Ride. Now let's see what the Greeks have to say here. The river Ganges, which is 30 states in width, flows from north to south and empties into the ocean, forming the boundary towards the east of the tribe of the Gandharide, or the people who are living on the Ganga Diara, which possesses the greatest number of elephants and the largest in size. Consequently, no foreign king has ever subdued this country, all alien nations being fearful of both the multitude and strength of the beasts. In fact, even Alexander of Macedon, although he had subdued all Asia, refrained from making war upon Gandharide alone of all peoples, for when he had arrived at the Ganges river with his entire army after his conquest of the rest of the Indians, upon learning that the Gandharide had 4,000 elephants equipped for war, he gave up his campaign against them. See, he had arrived, Alexander of Macedon, he had arrived at the Ganges river with his entire army after his conquest of the rest of the Indians. Upon learning that the Gandharide, the people of Ganga Diara, had 4,000 elephants equipped for war, he gave up his campaign against them. See, so Alexander had come up to the Ganges, and when he saw, what do you call it, Patliputra's army, Chaperatar Maghagachi's Gowasekhpura's army, he returned. The battle with Porus depressed the spirits of the Macedonians and made them very unwilling to advance further into India. This river, the Ganges, they heard, had a breadth of 32 stadia and a depth of 1,000 fathoms, while its furthest banks were covered all over with armed men. See, they had reached the banks of the river, and on the other side they saw it was totally covered with armed men, horses and elephants. For the kings of Gandharide and the Prasai were reported to be waiting for him. Alexander, with an army of 80,000 horses, 200,000 foot, 800,000 chariots and 6,000 fighting elephants. Now folks, this is what do you call it, the Greeks. So now to prove Gowasekhpura is the Zhangzhang's Kusumo Pulo, there should be signs of Alexander the Great on the opposite side of the Ganges. There should be sign of Alexander. See, Bhagwanpur Sikander. This is Alexander. Sikander is Alexander's name. So here is Gowasekhpura, Kanhaipur and Gowasekhpura. And here you have the Ganges, and we just read the Greek story that Alexander or Sikander, his Indian name is Sikander, he reached the banks of the Ganges, and seeing the massive army up here assembled here. This is Mekra, and they withdrew. So folks, this is proof that Gowasekhpura Pura is Sang's Kusumo Pulo, the capital city of Magadha. So there was no Patliputra, folks. Now, to further see, now we will see. I have up here in my other videos, as I have identified Chintaman Chak as Ashoka's first Sangrama, and this Chintaman Chak as his second Sangrama, Lemuabad as his relic stupa, Moldia Tola as his relic stupa. So now you have Gowasekhpura. Now, if you read about the story of Chandragupta Maurya, to attack Gowasekhpura, he attacked it from the west. And on the west he took the help of 5 kings. And then he attacked it. See, this is Madatpur. Madat means to take help. This is Madatpur. Madat means to take help. And just south is your More. That is Chandragupta here, More. Read about Chandragupta Maurya. He came from a village called Mora. So up here is More, here is Gowasekhpura, and here is Madatpur. So from up here he took the help of 5 kings, and he attacked from the west. He attacked Gowasekhpura and Kanhaipur. Folks, this is full proof that this is the capital city of Magadha and not Patliputra. So folks, check out the photos of the places.
Sang says a lot about Patliputra. He says, according to him, he went 125 kilometers southwest from Patliputra to Gaya. That means Patliputra was 125 kilometers northeast of Gaya. So basically, and Patna is only 70 kilometers north of Gaya. So Patna doesn't fit into Hyun Sang's Patliputra. Now, you look up the Greeks, they see all these foreigners mispronounce the names. The Greeks put 2 names for Patliputra, Balibothra and Balibothri. Folks, Balibothra is a mispronunciation of Chaperatar, and Balibothri is a mispronunciation of Meghagachi. These two twin villages were the real Patliputra. Now, for proof of Patliputra, proof that Gowasekhpura is the old city, and Kanhaipur is the old palace of flowers, Kusumo Pulo, there should be signs of the Greek invasion on the other side of the river. On the other side of the river, you have Bhagwanpur Sikander. Now, Sikander, right on the banks of the Ganges, you have Bhagwanpur Sikander. See, according to the Greeks, Alexander had aligned his army on the northern banks of the Ganges, and on the other side, when they saw the massive army, number one, the Ganges was very broad, you can see the breadth of the Ganges, and number 2, the massive army with elephants, etc., amassed on the other side, they funked off and they withdrew without attacking Madat. So folks, this is proof Now on the other side you have Bhagwanpur Sikander. Sikander is Alexander. Sikander is Alexander's name. So folks, that is proof that Alexander had come on the other side of the Ganges, which proves that Gowasekhpura and Chaperatar, the present-day twin villages called Chaperatar Maghagachi. Chaperatar is the Greek Patliputra and Meghagachi is the Greek Patlibothri. So Gachi Bothri. So folks, this is it, because right opposite Chaperatar Maghagachi is the, what do you call it? This is Bhagwanpur Sikander. Sikander is Alexander's name. So folks, Chaperatar Maghagachi is the real Patliputra, and there was no city called Patliputra, and you will find all the Buddhist sites. Ashoka's first with the relics, Ashoka's bell where he got debates done, Ashoka's palace, and then Ashoka's hell, and then Ashoka's first the Sangrama. All these you will find around Chaperatar Maghagachi. The Ganges you see here is the northern banks of Bhagwanpur Sikander. This is the bank of Bhagwanpur Sikander, folks. The sand you see up here, it was along this banks that the Greek army stood and watched. Look at the breadth of the river. Just look at the breadth of the river when it is only 1/5 of its original size. It is only 1/5 of its original size. So you can see the predicament of the Greek army looking across and seeing, elephants, and thousands of warriors. Folks, they simply funked out. Number one, they would have got tired swimming across this Ganges, and plus the elephants would have simply, trampled them. So folks, and see now you can see we are on the southern part of the banks where the Magadhan army, it was along these, this area, along these sands, this bank, that the Magadhan army was aligned up with all its elephants and its foot soldiers, etc. Folks, this is exactly Bhagwanpur Sikander on the north, and your Chaperatar Maghagachi on the south. Folks, the Greeks funked out. If you like this video, please follow, like and subscribe to my page. Thank you.